If you're a beginner pool player, this one's kind of directed at you. But even if you are an advanced player who's been playing for years, this is a reminder, public service reminder. Yep. Using the rails is a vital part of anybody's pool game. And in this video coming up here, 7 times out of 9 shots, I utilize the rails to gain position. And you just can't play pool without understanding the rails and the angle that the ball's going to come off of once it hits the rails. And that varies greatly depending on the English you use. So we're going to try to push this issue home to you. And if you're struggling with your game and you're kind of new at this, I'd say probably less than 2 years. You're probably not understanding the rails. So this is what this is all about. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I really do appreciate my loyal viewers. Without them, I wouldn't do this. I don't have a big viewing audience on my pool videos. I do on my automotive repair and home repair videos. But those things, pool, you never stop learning in pool. And when people look for a video on, say, a drywall repair, they'll go to that video and they'll watch it and they'll learn, and that's it. They only came to you because they needed to figure out how to fix a hole in their drywall, and you taught them how to fix it, and it's like, that's all I need from you, bye-bye. So they don't have to subscribe, or it's really hard to get them subscribed unless, you have an issue where somebody's flipping homes. So they need to know everything you have to teach. Or somebody's setting out to be an expert auto mechanic. So they come to you not just, to rebuild a carburetor, but to learn as much as they can. So they're the only subscribers you get. But with pool, because there's so many issues, and it's a never-ending learning process. It never ever ends. The pros will tell you they're still learning new stuff every day. The channel can grow with the viewers. Hey, that sounded legitimate. Alright, let's get on with the video. Shut up, jump. Alright, let's look at this table. Here's the cue ball down table. One ball is about mid-table, a little bit to our side of the table. The 1 to the 2, 2 to the 3, 3 to the 4, 4 to the 5, 5 to the 6, 6 to the 7, 7 to the 8, 8 to the 9. Looks like an easy run out, and actually it is, but only if you know how to use the rail. And I will show you what I'm talking about as soon as we get into this video and after the one ball. Let's turn the volume down, Joe. Alright, here we go. We're just pulling out here to center table for a shot on the 2. This is down with bottom, a little bit of bottom English. It's a stun shot. And that's all you're doing there is forcing it out. I went a little further than center table, but it's all good. And here's a situation where the 6 ball is right behind the 3 ball. So it's best to come up off this round under the 6 ball or directly into it. You don't want to hit the bottom half of the 6 ball because you're going to get tied up. So the agenda here, it doesn't matter if we get absolutely straight in on the 3. In fact, we want to be a little to the left of the 3 so we can come down and use this rail. But this is done with top left English to use this top rail and come off the side rail and to spin it into this direction, again up under the 6. And that's a good example of using the rail. And this table is fast down table, and it's a little bit slower up table because of the nap on the cloth. But anyway, we're just forcing to this rail. We don't want to bang too hard into because we're going to get behind the 7 if we do that. Just a little bit up off this bottom rail. And it looks like we don't have the angle to get on this 4. And because the cue ball is going to be pushed this way a little bit, it kind of appears that, you know, we have to put some English on it, some right-hand English on it to kill the angle off this bottom rail, but we don't. Just a little bit of top here, straight top to force it down to that rail. And you can see the angle wasn't as steep as it might have appeared. This we're drawing back and we're trying to get between the window between the 6 and the 7. And although that too won't be straight in, we can certainly use these rails here to get back up on the 6. So again, we're using a rail. We're using a rail on this draw shot here to slow the cue ball down and to keep from going too far down table. Bottom left on this shot because, let's go back a little bit. It's going to come off this rail. Not quite to the dot, but it's going to give us this angle right here. And if we don't shoot this with draw, we're going to scratch in the corner. If we can't go to this rail because of the angle, the cue ball is just going to hit this 5 ball, no matter what kind of English. I mean, if you put left or right, it's still going to scratch. So we have to put bottom and kind of curve the cue ball away to the top rail. So yeah, we're drawing this out of the scratch and we're using this top rail and this side rail again to get a decent shot on the 6 ball. And here, once again, we're using a rail, just top right hand English, come off this side rail, this bottom rail, and bounce up. You don't have to worry about going too long here. You're not going to get snookered behind the 8 ball unless you go 3 rails and get back up here. So yeah, just make sure to put a good stroke on that and you're good to go. And what do we do here? Again to the rail, to this side rail and the bounce up. I went a little bit long here. But you get the gist of this. I probably should have put a little bit of right to kill the speed off this side rail and not to go too long, but it's all good. It's still an easy shot. Just kept on rolling back up table, leave us a long shot on the 8. And this angle, again, because of this camera angle, it looks like we're going to have to go to this rail, but we don't. All we have to do is draw back a little bit. So this is the second shot in this game that we don't go to the rail. And we didn't go to the rail on the first shot on the 1 ball, and we didn't go to the rail on this shot on the 8 ball. And I'm in a discussion there with Smitty. I don't remember what that was about. Just drawing back a little bit on the stun shot. Not quite straight in on the 9, but we're just going to go to this bottom rail and call it a day. Yeah, now we can go back and analyze what kind of English I put on these shots when I hit the rail, but I think I wrapped it up pretty good at this point. Stay tuned here. We're going to run the whole rack again without commentary, and then I'm going to show you a preview for an upcoming video that I'm working really hard on probably the most important physical topic in the game of pool, especially in 9 ball, which we're going to focus on, and that's the break. And I know some of you guys out there think I can't break, and that's why I don't put them in my videos. But there's reasons I don't include the brake in these videos, and you're going to figure it out once I get this video published. And it's all going to make sense to you. Trust me, I can break the dang balls. Peace, y'all.